this is Karl-James Langford. This is the 22nd of December. It's a Monday, and just a little bit of a slight video log today, just sort of a continuation of the sort of criticism that was waged at me for having a black person on the front of my book, i.e. I was being accused of being a racist against white people. But it's actually turned around and it's actually got really positive. So I'm going to read them out to you. This is Karl-James Langford on channel 01 to 1975. And what we're going to do is just briefly, it's getting very close to Christmas. Things have got really quiet. But I'm still involved in my sort of acting work, sort of applying for various jobs and so on. So things are progressing. Spent a long day today with my children, which was absolutely awesome. So you sort of, so the four of them with face painting. I went out with my son. We tried out the BB guns, so that was absolutely brilliant. And then there was walking the dog. My eldest daughter Bethan took me for a meal, which was great. That was good. As my Christmas treat, she's treating Mummy and myself to a meal around Christmas time, so that's really good. And then later on, then there was Owen with, we did some sort of online wargaming with Empire. So we both had our computers in the same room. We're shouting instructions what we should do next on Empire. So that was really good. That was really fun. And a few other bits and pieces with the children. That was great. And things really went well. And a lift back to the train station, which was appreciated from their mum for me to get home. So that's really good. Anyway, what I want to do is update everybody on the latest, and where I was sort of saying about my reaction to all this sort of racism was this. If those of you who've been following the thread in the past two video logs, I basically said, this is me, others settled in and integrated with the local population. That's Vale of Morgan, and that's what the book's about, South Wales, and also it's about sort of Roman Britain in general. I go on to say that is exactly what I teach. The Roman world gave us Christianity. The Romans did integrate those that did settle here. Most of the people who lived here between 43 and 476 CE were native Britons who embodied Rome by building villas, trading with the Roman established villa system. There is no sign of any warfare between the three tribal peoples living in South Wales, and we know that the words Silures and Celts are a figment of later imagination. And I go on to say, responding to my political past in 2005 and beyond that, I go to respond, Horace, I haven't been a politician since 2007. Thanks for agreeing with me, Horace. You obviously have a copy of my book, i.e. about the sort of cosmopolitan nature of the area. Anyway, the replies have been really positive, and these actually deserve a response. Danny Oakentrod responded on Penarth Daily News to all this sort of criticism of me and my responses. He writes, and I feel very humble for this response. He writes, Mr. Langford, despite the leg pulls, I wish you every success with this book, and it's an excellent lesson in integration. Very timely too, given the horrific rise in xenophobia. The only thing that binds the British is the use of a common language, in my opinion. Similarly, one could argue that the only thing that binds the Welsh is a common language. Other than language, every single one of us in these islands is a mix of numerous genetic strands. Celtic, Anglo-Saxon, Picts, Scots, Vikings, Normans, Romans, Mediterranean influence, etc. And personally, talking about me, I couldn't agree any more. Not necessarily in that order, it goes on to say. Danny says further, the idea that all Romans looked like Charlton Heston or Russell Crowe is daft. Romans were more enlightened about integration than many people are today, and we could learn a great deal about tolerance from this. So many people are afraid to keep an open mind on certain topics, not so much to keep out new knowledge, but to stop old knowledge getting out. I hope your book challenges a few fearful and baseless views and brings some light. Thank you, Danny, for that, and it brings me back to a lecture I gave in November to the Penarth Local History Society, where one of the ladies came up to me and said, and I'm going to try and re-quote this. She said of my lecture that day, in life there are small, wonderful periods of light, and she said about my lecture that was a piece of light in her life. Going on to say also that the other person, Horace, who initially started this tirade against me, in fact, he's come out to agree with me, which I really appreciate that, and I'm really humble for Horace Torrey's comment. He says, Karl-James, as you rightly point out, it was the Romans that gave us Christianity. After all the good things they did, building roads, drains and water supplies, civil engineering and military defence, metalworking techniques, laws and moral codes, they spoil it all by introducing a manufactured religion that has divided people and caused more deaths than all the natural causes put together, and continues to do so into the present day. And reading that, it sort of bears out everything that I've said the past few years about in my teaching, and it's almost as if in one comment that I feel very humble that not to say that I'm right, that other people agree with me, and I really appreciate that very dearly. So without being brought to tears, thank you for everybody watching this video today, and continue to understand your views and perspectives on the message I'm trying to put across. Thank you very much, folks.